Hello, 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 everybody. Yes, once again, I am coming to you with what? Another transformation story. Woo! Bim, 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 bim. I'm excited because guess what, y'all? I want to bring to you today my very own transformer. I'm super excited. She's in the program. She has rocked it out. And look, she is here to tell y'all all of her amazing results. So let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to Candace. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. So here's the deal. What we're going to do, Candace, I need you to go ahead and first off, thanks so much for joining us today. And what I want you to do is go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, something fun about you, what you do, all that good stuff.
Okay. Hey everybody, my name is Candace. Something fun about me. Okay. I love to go hiking. I love to just be out in nature and just go hiking. But with that, I don't like the bugs that come with it. So I'm a nature person without the bugs.
All right. So, I think a lot of people can identify. Yeah, I like to be out there, but don't get on me. All right.
None. Don't fly around me. Don't let me hear the
crazy. It's crazy.
Yes.
Candace, tell us about you. Are you a mom? Tell us, what does your everyday life look like?
That's crazy. Yes, I am. I'm a wife. I've been married for 16 years. I'm a mom of 3. One is about to be 9, and then I have 11 and a 16-year-old. I'm a personal trainer. I do personal training and I do group fitness training. And yeah, and then throwing a whole bunch of stuff in the mix between all of that. So,
all right. Yeah. And she got a lot on her plate. She dances. She does all kinds of fun stuff, y'all. So Candace is amazing. And so, Candace, what brought you to me? Like, what brought you to me for us to become, get into your transformation? What did you want to transform? What was your path to me?
We have a friend in common, and I think that's how we met, like at a birthday party, and I would just see your posts from time to time. And I remember probably maybe even 6 months or a year before I even joined, I sent you a message just about me going into personal training and just transforming. And I remember it took you like a couple of days to get back, and you was like, I did it on purpose. And I was like, but I remember, like, I've gone through several weight loss programs before, and all of them worked to an extent, but there was still like a mindset that did not stick with me. And I remember, and I was like, there was something, and I just believe it was God, that it was just like, don't give up, don't stop. And I was like, I still need something. I need somebody. And I'm like, I'm not just going to jump into any and everything this time. I really had to stop and think about, I need a nutritionist. And who do I know that can do this? Who do I know that can really help me with the food part, with the mindset? And you were the only one that was like, instantly like, I wanted a Black woman, I wanted a woman, and I wanted somebody that I knew, but I really didn't know. Somebody that would probably beat me at my own game. So I feel like that's what led me to you. Like, I would see your posts and things sometimes, and just our friend that we have in common, she talked so highly about you. We never talked about the nutrition, but just when I would see you, I'm like, oh, hey. And so you were the first person that came to my mind.
Awesome. So y'all heard that. She is her own personal trainer. She's a personal trainer. She trains other people. However, there was a missing piece. And I think that a lot of people get that mixed up, where they think, all right, I'm gonna lose weight, so I'm just gonna work out. And that they think that's it. And that's what they're gonna do. And that's it. Or they try to change their diet, and then that doesn't work. And that's not the only piece. And then it's like, okay, it's still something missing. And you said it was the mindset that connects all of those together, and make sure that you shift what you believe and how you think and how you do things. And so tell me, what was different this time for you? I'm gonna step back. What was your goal? What was your goal that you wanted to achieve?
My goal that I kept talking about was, I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to lose this fat. Mm-hmm. That was my ultimate, in my head, goal. Like, that was my reason for doing this, because I just wanted to get the weight off. Mm-hmm. In actuality, that was not the goal. I mean, I ended with that goal, yes, but that was the goal that was probably, when I think about it now, the least important.
Mhm.
I don't even care about what the scale says now. Like, I mean, I care about it, but I'm like, it doesn't define me. It doesn't matter what the scale says, as long as when I look in the mirror and I'm wearing my clothes, I feel and look good, to me. And so you talked about would you say what was the biggest mindset?
Or what was your goal when you started?
Oh yeah, the goal was simply to lose the weight, but also like find a way that whatever I'm eating, because I'm not about making it like a meal for myself and a meal for the family. So I need something we can all eat, we can all enjoy. And I wanted to change. Oh my gosh, what if I have a piece of cake here? Or what if I have a piece of pie here? Or, just like all those diet things that we've learned 40 years old. And for the last 20 years, probably, there's been, only have a piece of cake here when you've worked out, or make sure you're doing 5 days of hardcore intense work, or there's so much. I can just go on and on about that,
All the
but
right?
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So ultimately a lot of it was, okay, I want to lose weight and that's my big goal, but then it evolved a bit and became more of, I want to be able to be in control of food instead of food being in control of me. And you wanted to leave a impact on your family as it relates to making food. So you want to make food that you're not, and a lot of people do this. I'm doing my meal prep and they make their own meals and then they make a whole nother set of meals for their family.
Yes.
And first off, I ain't got time for that because look, it's one full
No.
day. And so I can't make meals for you. And because the thing is, guess what? When you do that, people, let me tell you, when you do that, it is not going to last. You will not make 2 meals for every meal for multiple people all the time. You're not going to do it. You're not going to stick with it. So you got to figure out how to include your family. And when you do that, you create a legacy of health for yourself. And that's what you've been able to work through and work on. And we've been able to work to getting to and changing your mindset, because that's huge. That's everything, right?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so when you evolved your goals, when your goals evolved, kind of what did they evolve into? Do you remember that?
um so my my trying to go back, grandparents on both sides, parents on both sides, my brother, aunts, uncles have all had diabetes, high blood pressure, um, high cholesterol. And I wanted to continue to not have those things. Um, and everybody, when I was growing up, and even especially like the last several years, watch out, because, make sure you get your levels checked. It's in the family. And I have always said it doesn't have to be in the family. And there was something about seeing it and seeing what they went through and all the medications that I was like, I can change this through eating and exercise. And I was like, I'm not, I watched my mom and my aunt be on a continuous struggle, even today, to, it's always, I need to change, I need to get back on my diet, I need to lose weight. Like, I watched for years just them being sad and upset about it. And I was like, I don't want my children, but even more so, I don't want my daughter to see me go through that. And I don't want to continue the cycle with them. And so my goal eventually, and I don't know how that happened, but just changed into what I see in the mirror. I need to like what I see in the mirror. And even if I don't like it at that point, I need to love it and just continue, to work on making changes and just continue eating, the plan that you had set with, my exercise, and just keep going. And so eventually, I think that affirmation that you had me do just kind of really helped begin to love myself exactly where I was. And it's now almost as if, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter what I look like, but I love how I look. I love how I feel. I love the way I can fit my clothes. Like when I put on clothes that I haven't worn in a while, I'm like, oh, this fits, and like I don't have to throw it back in there because it doesn't fit, or I don't have to, be concerned about, all right, I don't know if this is gonna fit anymore, or I used to have a whole closet full of clothes that I could not wear. It was like the smallest section in this big closet, full of stuff. And so my goal just eventually just became loving myself where I was, loving what I'm seeing in the mirror, and continually doing what I'm supposed to be doing in order to kind of work on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's huge. So a lot of times we want when a lot of times when people say I want to lose weight, they're saying is I want to be somebody else. Whether you're looking at somebody else's, and you know we've seen this before on Instagram, on Facebook, hashtag body goals, hashtag whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. And
Yes.
I hate that. That makes me cringe. But the thing is, because ultimately it doesn't allow you to look at yourself and say, okay, what is my body type? What do I look like? How do I look? And then not wanting to be somebody else, but how do I want to be the best me I can be? And you learned, and your goal evolved as we continue to coach and work on it, is it evolved from I want to lose weight to I want to love myself where I am. And then you loved yourself to your goal. And that's the thing
Mhm.
is that, like, I don't think people realize that love is not a warm and fuzzy feeling, but love is an action. So it's patience, it's kindness, it's long suffering, it's you know, not looking at the wrong all the time in yourself and figuring that kind of stuff out, and so much more. But the thing is, when you actually love yourself where you are, it helps you to love yourself to your goals, and that's what you've been able to do. And that's been amazing. That has been amazing. And a lot of times we always say, oh yeah, we love ourselves, I go get my nails done and my hair done and I do all that and stuff, but that's just showing yourself that you like a little pampering, but it's not necessarily showing yourself you love yourself, and you're not spending time and care on yourself, showing yourself that you love yourself. And that's what you've been able to learn how to do, as well as managing a business, as well as managing a family, as well as managing a pandemic. Okay.
Yes.
And school and all this other kind of stuff, homeschooling and everything else like that that's been going on. You've been able to do all that and still learn to love yourself and have an amazing love affair with yourself. So that's been amazing. So
I, I think that part, that's the craziest part, that like probably through some of the hardest, like this last 6, 7 months has been probably some of the hardest months that I've gone through. And I'm like, if I can stick to and every day wasn't perfect. I didn't feel like it every day. I didn't feel like, some days I'm like, I don't want to eat any vegetables today. I want to eat
right.
extra cake. um, and just realizing that if I did that, it's okay. And the next meal goes on as usual. And it was so funny this morning. I was doing some yoga and I was finishing up. I had my hand on my stomach and I felt my stomach stick out. And I was like, you know, instantly I turned that into I love you exactly where you are. And like I've had 2 C-sections, so my lower stomach sticks out of it. And I was like, this I can easily switch this around, but I'm not. I love you exactly how you are and where you are. And to me, that is probably the biggest, because like for the longest time, like you said, body goals, like I have broad shoulders and then I go down. And I always wanted the more curvy hips. I don't have curvy hips, and that's okay. But loving me where I am, like the confidence that I've gotten over the last several months, I don't know if there's anything that can take it away. And so that's probably what I'm most proud about and most thankful for, is the confidence. The weight was great. I'm glad I dropped it. I'm glad the inches are gone. But the confidence and the love for me is something I probably couldn't get anywhere else.
Yay! I love that. I love that. Look, you told me we've had many conversations about this, but ultimately this, and I think this happens for a lot of people. It's something about when we get to be adults and then we start seeing all this junk thrown at us all the time, that you should be this weight, you should be this height, you should look like this, you should wear this size, all that kind of stuff. And it's always pounding in on you. But at the same time, they show you those diet things, and or you see that in that magazine, and then what do they show you? A food commercial, and it's usually junk or
Yes.
processed or something else like that that's crazy for you to eat. And then it's like, all right, how do I battle myself with this? How do I win? And so that becomes a struggle. And so that whole thing gets into your diet cycle. So you're like, all right, I got to do something about this. I got to do something about this. And you try your hardest. And I think that's with anybody who's ever worked on weight and worked on releasing weight once and for all, is that you try and you try and you try and try. And then every time you try, you feel more overwhelmed, beat down. It's just like, what's wrong with me? And
Yep.
so,
That's it.
with that, yeah, with that, for you, your weight journey has been, you said 20 plus years, right? So it's been since college,
Yes.
really.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people can identify with that and stuff. And so if we're looking at 20 years of weight struggle, and then now you're finally getting it, And let me tell you, she exceeded her goal. She reached and exceeded her goal, y'all, when it comes to releasing weight. But notice what we said, that she loved herself to her goal. She had to love herself where she was, to enough to take care of herself, put in the work, and then get the results. And like, it's so funny that it's not about just doing eating and exercise. It's not just that, but it's something else. You got to have that connection, and everybody's connection is different because everybody's got their wires crossed in different ways. And so we have to figure out, all right, how do we take these wires apart and then put them back together with the right connections, because they were kind of screwed up, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to put
Yes.
them together. So that's been awesome. So I want to know from you, okay, have you reached your goal? Or how would you say you've done with reaching your goal, even as it's evolved?
I would say I reached my goal, but
Mhm.
I would also say I still have goals. Like the goals don't stop. And like I reached the goal that I had set out to be. Like I had a specific number that I kept saying over and over again. I want to get to this goal. I want to, and I got to that number and I was like, like it was not as big. Just like that piece of cake that you eat that you thought was really good, and you're like, this is just not good.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you get there and you're
Yeah,
like, okay, because you realize it doesn't define you. It doesn't define you. It doesn't make you any better. It doesn't make life any richer, or anything else like that. And the thing is, you've been working all this time. So it's like, all right, I made it. All right, what's next? And the thing is, I love what
yeah,
you said, that ultimately you've learned you've achieved that goal, but that goal also increased your certainty and belief in yourself, that guess what? I can set another goal. And guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to knock that one out of the park as well. And so I
yeah.
love that. And the thing is, ultimately, you should always be setting more goals. You should never get to a place, all right, I reached this weight and we're done. If you do that,
Mhm.
always remember, if you're not climbing, you're sliding. Y'all have heard me say that a million gazillion times. If you're in the transfer academy, all right? So if you're not climbing, you're sliding. So if that's the case, if you're not reaching for something, you're just letting it go and you're going backwards, and you don't want to do that. So that's important for you to always have goals. So I love that. I love that achievement allowed you to be able to step into your new space of, all right, what's next? What's
Yeah,
next? I love
yeah.
it. So for you, if you had to talk to somebody, or somebody was on the fence, or you knew somebody had the same struggle as you, and they were like, look, I gotta make a change. I don't know exactly what to do. I've tried workouts, I've tried diets, I've tried all kinds of stuff, and it's just not clicking. What would you tell them?
Walk, no, run. Don't walk to you. Don't walk, run. I mean, I would definitely encourage them to come to you, but I would just let them know I had been there. Like I went through so many programs, and I even went through programs where I had a meal plan, lost the weight, but nobody talked to me about my mindset. Nobody talked to me and said it's okay to eat the cake. It's okay to have a piece, but when you have a piece, don't inhale it. Enjoy it, savor it, and then move on about your day. Um, Nobody said your stress and anxiety is why you're probably eating. You're not hungry. You're trying to get something to cope. Nobody said get out of the kitchen and walk away for just a little bit. They just gave me a regular plan. Here, take care of it. And I'm like, this has been the problem though. This has been the problem all this year. I can do a meal plan, but I need what happens after the meal plan is over, and what happens in the midst between the eating that you have to deal with in your mind, and what happens when you see things on social media, and when you see programs on TV and you hear, you should look like this, you should work out like this. And I'm a trainer, and I feel like it even bothers me. Like it bothers me so bad. And if I could tell women everywhere, get off of social media. Like, don't worry about what anybody else has or does. Find something that works for you. Find exercise that works for you. Find a program that you like. Find foods that work for you that you like. If you keep eating chicken and broccoli every day, you're gonna get tired of it. So expand. I think like in the beginning, I was like, okay, this works. Some chicken and broccoli. And I've come to hate broccoli. Like my husband is a big broccoli eater. And now
Right.
I'm like, you
You put
should mix that up.
into it. Yeah, you like, if we eat this again, somebody's gonna get stabbed. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's not good.
And yes, so now I'm like, let's find different ways to eat veggies. Let's have some salad and throw some good stuff in there. Let's eat like one of the things I have for breakfast almost every morning. Like I do a couple eggs and I just pull a carrot stick out and I eat it. And it works for me because a lot of times in the morning I'm going.
Right.
And but I try to enjoy different foods and find different ways. Like, okay, like I saw some nachos and I was like, okay, I can make fresh nachos. I can cut up the corn tortillas, stick them in the oven, put some seasoning on them, and then we can add our toppings, like fun stuff the kids will enjoy, but still eat. And it's healthier.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So if people were looking to join the Transformation Academy, you would tell them,
Get on, right? Like make the phone call, don't stop, press pause at work, tell them you got to get back to this meeting, go now because your goal, um, you will meet your goal, but your goals, you'll have other goals that you didn't even know that you had that you will exceed. Um, yes, I think part of the conversation is just having, or part of the huge thing is just having conversation with you because like my middle child DJ, he was going through a lot of stuff with his knee and just it was hard. I was stressed and I was anxious and I thought I was not doing good in the program. So part of it is just being able to talk it out.
mm-hmm,
And through just like all of that, I'm still reaching my goals. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And I think that was probably one of the tougher times. Like, and I remember getting on the phone and because you're not always gonna feel like it. You don't always
you're not always gonna like me. You ain't always gonna
know.
like it. I'm
And
always gonna
and
challenge you, right?
yes, and Brittany's always on the line, yeah. We're just like,
Right.
I don't feel like it.
Right. I don't feel like it, but by the end of the call, you feeling good. You ready to go. You got something
Yes.
to take with you, you know?
Yes, and you remember those different things when you're going through situations. Like, all right, you know what? I think that was the other big thing. Am I full or am I satisfied? And am I hungry? I don't remember the last time I remembered that I was hungry and could actually feel it. And then the distinction between being satisfied and super overly full is huge. Like, it's huge because you were brought up, eat what's on your plate,
It's on your
finish
plate.
what's on your plate,
And
don't waste food.
that's right.
Yes,
Starving children somewhere, right? You pick your continent, they're gonna find it.
yes, that's
You
it.
pick your continent, they will let you know where it is, and there's starving children there, and they're gonna tell you need to eat because of that. So yeah,
100.
yeah. So breaking those norms, those kind of changing your own food story that you've been raised with, so you can do it differently, right?
Yes, yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So y'all, look, Candace said it. She told y'all, look, if you are looking to transform your life once and for all, if you're tired of going on the diet merry-go-round, if you're tired of going on the weight roller coaster, if you are tired of the way you've been doing it and you know, okay, there's got to be something different. I've tried programs, I've tried diets, I've tried all kinds of stuff, and I keep going back and gaining even more weight and feeling more frustrated and not trusting myself. It's time to do it different. I am here to help you. So look, jump on board, get on a discovery call with me right now. Go ahead, click the link, okay? If you are listening to this or if you're watching it, click the link or go to www.thehonestRD.com and click schedule a discovery call now. And look, I got you covered. I got you covered. So look, go ahead, get the call so we can discuss what you need, what your goals are, and how I can help you get there once and for all. Because look, it's time. It's time. It's time for you. It's always time. It's always time. So now it's time to make time, and I'm gonna help you do that. So let's go ahead and get you started in the Transformation Academy. The Honest RD Transformation Academy is looking for you to make change. And I would love, honored, be amazingly honored to help you get to the other place where you need to be, which is on the other side of your goals, as I did with Candace, and as we will keep doing as we keep moving forward. So look, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Candace, for coming on, telling your story, being open and vulnerable. I know other women will hear themselves and you and your story and what you've shared today. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. And y'all, Honest RD's here, Candace is here, but y'all, we out. Peace.
Peace.